What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about fasting and like spiritual practices and why I am doing the spiritual practices so I can heal the body. I'm gonna talk about healing and just the things I've learned throughout YouTube that's gonna help that I'm gonna apply it to and that's gonna help benefit me, right? Based on what I've learned so far when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to healing, and when it comes to just overall being more healthy, pretty much, right? So let's get to it. So I am starting today actually. I am planning on doing fasting. So like what fasting is like I'm pretty much not gonna eat food for a certain amount of time and any type of drinks except water. So I'm definitely gonna I'm starting today and my plan is to fast for as long as I could possibly could. So if I could fast for like a week, 2 weeks, or maybe even 5 days or 2 days, then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go all out. I'm not gonna start off small. I'm just gonna go whatever my body feels like it could take. You know, um, the reason why I'm fasting is because based on what I've learned is that when you fast, when you when you're when you withhold yourself from eating food, it heals the body. It heals your digestive system. Um, when and like there's been reports when people fast, they feel a lot more better. They feel a lot more cleaner, and there's also reports of people when they do intermittent fasting, they have a sharper mind and they have more mental clarity and they're able to process information a lot more clear. And again, their whole body, they overall they just feel extremely better. When I talk about shit like this, people, I'm not talking about you gotta fast for like a whole year or like fast for months. I'm talking about when people fast for like a couple of days. When I fast for when they fast for like 2 days, eat, then fast 2 days again, then eat. Like honestly, it doesn't matter how long you do it, but like when you do it, overall, the main goal to fast is to heal the human body, is to heal the digestive system. Like some people try in different ways. Some people do juice fasting, some people do water fasting, and some people do dry fasting. What I'm doing, I'm pretty much doing water fasting. Pretty much, we're not eating food, but you're drinking water. Some people fast, but they juice. They drink fruits and vegetables, and they put it in a fucking blender, and they mix it, and they drink it. And that's juicing. That's juice fasting. Um, Dry fasting is when you're not only eating. I mean, dry fasting is you're not eating food, and you're also not drinking water. But me, I'm water fasting, so I'm not gonna eat food, but I'm just gonna drink water, and that's it. And I feel like it's hard to tell. I think you gotta listen to your body. You gotta listen to your intuition. Like right now, I feel like fasting will be such a great time for me because I've been eating so much lately. Originally, I was trying to gain weight and bulk up, like so I can add more weight and muscle. But like at the end of the day, man, like this is not for me. I used to do it when I was younger. I'm 25 now, but I used to do it when I was like when I was a teenager, when I was in high school, when I was like 15, 16, 17, and I used to gain a lot of muscle and a lot of weight and a lot of strength as well. And I was playing sports at the time, and it really did work to my benefit. I was drinking mass gainers. I don't eat meat now. I'm vegan, but before I used to eat a lot of meat and like I used to drink a lot of like mass gainer supplements so I could put in more weight. Um, I used to drink a lot of creatine, and I used to eat a lot. I used to eat a lot of junk food. Like I was eating whatever, as long as I could gain weight and bulk up. And it actually did work for me. I was getting better performances when it comes to sports. I played a lot of basketball, so I was getting a lot stronger at basketball. I was scoring more points. I was performing extremely good. I was more athletic. I was able to jump higher. I feel like I could run faster as well. But I was just overall a better athlete. But now that I'm older, now that I'm 25, I don't play sports like that at all. I don't play sports because obviously after high school, people got jobs, people got to work, people are focused on new things, right? And that's like me too. I'm no different than any other person. I used to play sports and back in high school, and now I'm working at a job. I'm just trying to become an adult, right? Trying to handle my responsibilities. So I don't need all that because it's not going to benefit me. I don't need to be eating that much. I don't need to be drinking all these mass gainers. I don't need to be having supplements and like I don't need to be taking all those supplements pretty much. I don't need to be eating so much food, you know. And not only that, but like I've done so much research, you know. And don't take what I say in the video to heart. I'm not a professional. I'm just saying shit from my own opinion, from my own perspective. But I've learned so much about spirituality, about like healing, healing the nervous system, healing trauma, healing anything that's not making you feel good, right? And supposedly when you fast, you're pretty much healing not only the body, but you're healing spiritually as well, because you're pretty much going on a cleanse. When you're going on a cleanse, you're releasing a lot of toxicity. And when you fast, when you withhold yourself from eating food, all this food, it takes up a lot of energy to digest and to process it, right? So when you're not eating for a certain amount of time, your body has that time and it has that room to like eliminate all the toxins, eliminate all the bad foods that's stored in your body, right? And once it eliminates all that, you're gonna feel more light, you're gonna feel more clear, you're gonna feel a lot more clean, and like you're just gonna feel overall a lot more healed and just better. You know, I think my goal for health is gonna deal with more so with feeling good and healing pretty much, and feeling good spiritually. I love working out. I love working out. I played a lot of sports. I love running. I love lifting weights. So I am still gonna continue that, but I'm just pretty much changing up my diet. You know, I'm still sticking with the same stuff. I'm still gonna do a certain amount of workouts. I'm still gonna do a certain amount of cardio, but I'm just gonna pretty much not eat as much food and just drink water and just. And when I do eat, when I do break my fast, I'm only gonna be on a vegan diet. I'm only gonna consume raw fruits. Well, not raw fruits and vegetables, because it's so hard to get those, and it's expensive too. But I'm more so gonna focus on eating fruits and vegetables, right? And just water, fruits and vegetables and water, or any food that's vegan. So it could be like rice, beans, mashed potatoes, you know, potatoes, just any food that's vegan pretty much, right? But I do want to focus eating more specifically on fruit and vegetables, because I'm trying to make my diet more alkaline than versus acidic, right? Um, Overall, I'm just trying to improve my health pretty much, and that's my goal as of right now. Pretty much, I could easily take supplements. I could easily take creatine and mass gainer supplements. I could drink a lot of milk. Me, I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't drink milk like that. But when I was in high school, I used to drink a lot of milk, and I knew I had lactose intolerant, but I'll still do it because I wanted to perform so good at the courts, so good. I want to perform so good whenever I'm playing sports, and I was performing a lot better. Just even though I was drinking milk, even though I was eating a lot of meat, having a lot of mass gainer supplements, it worked in my benefit. But as I'm getting older, it's just my body can't tolerate these types of supplements or foods anymore. I mean, it can, because obviously what I've learned and what I realized, that like when you can easily program the body. That's why some people don't like certain foods, because their body's not programmed to eat those certain foods, because they pretty much train their body not to eat those. And not only that, but it comes with natural instincts as well. Some people are allergic. I'm not talking about when you're allergic, when you're like naturally allergic to foods. I'm also talking about when you're programming when you're programming your body, when you're trying to train your body. You cannot like cheese, but like you have no allergies when it comes to cheese, right? But you could trick your body into liking cheese, or vice versa. You could trick your body to not liking cheese, you know. And I think that's how it goes when it comes to eating meat and not eating meat. You know, there's no right or wrong, it's perspectives, right? But the reason why I'm being vegan, because what I've learned is that supposedly meat has a lot of is very acidic, and it takes longer to digest. And spiritually, supposedly, like when you eat meat, you could track a lot of negative entities when you eat a lot of meat, because you're intaking energy of a dead animal. That's fear and anxiety, because when people kill and butcher an animal, the animal is in fear, the animal is in pain, the animal is has all this negative energy. And spiritually speaking, when you eat that dead animal, when it's cooked, you're intaking the animal's emotions. into your own, and therefore you're gonna feel a lot more anxious. You're gonna feel a lot more angry, aggressive, sad, depressed, etc. Right? I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it's a thing to look into. There are videos out there where people talk about that and spiritually, but even and that's what motivated me to be vegan. But even if that is not true, because how I look at it is like food is food, you know, like there's studies of like fruits and vegetables that they're actually have a conscious, and they're actually aware, and they do have feelings and emotions pretty much. So when you eat fruits and vegetables, when you cut them, it makes no different than eating an animal, you know. So it's the same shit, but and they're both living beings pretty much. So there's no right or wrong in my opinion when it comes to eating meat or being vegan. I'm just putting it out there just so I don't know, just on why I did it. But me personally, I don't believe it. I believe it to a certain extent, but not to like how people are trying to make it out to be. You know, like people are trying to make it out to be like, oh, it's a bad thing, this and that. Not really. How I look at it is just like whatever you want to do, you know? Just at the end of the day, follow your path. A lot of people have unique paths. A lot of people are meant to do different things, right? So what may work for me may not work for you, and vice versa. What may work for you may not work for me. One of the greatest athletes eat meat. One of my best performances and strength was when I was eating meat. So there's no right or wrong. The only reason why I'm being vegan is because I guess for my own spiritual beliefs, but also I'm just trying out new things. This is why I'm fasting. I'm trying out new things. I know what it's like to eat meat. I know what it's like to be vegan. I know what it's like to do both. I know what it's like to be on a keto diet, you know? But keto, nah, I'm in pescatarian, but I'm gonna try keto in the future. But right now, I'm focused on fasting, and when I do eat, it's just gonna be vegan. I'm just gonna be on a vegan diet while fasting a lot, you know. And I'm not gonna drink any. I used to drink a lot of Powerades and like energy drinks, but I'm just gonna focus on water. That's it. But yeah, this video's all over the place. I guess this video is supposed. Might be a long video. This video is gonna be about more so about health and diets, but I'm definitely gonna try out fasting. If you're watching this video, definitely look up fasting, see if it's for you. And again, when it comes to health, it gets tricky. So don't take my advice. Make sure you seek out a professional, because what may work for me may not work for you. You know, so you gotta be really careful, because some people, certain diets don't work for them. You know, and it can really be dangerous for that person. You know, so some people need to consume a lot. Some people need to consume less. So this is why it's important to speak to a professional health doctor. You know. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to try fasting, because I want to heal the body, and I just want to feel better, because I came from a very dysfunctional background when it comes to family. Like my dysfunctional family, they have a history of like a lot of physical and verbal violence and shit. So like I don't live with them now, but when I used to live with them, I used to always be in a fight or flight mode, and like I was traumatized from all the fighting, from all the mental abuse, all the physical abuse, and like I just couldn't take it, man. And I was raised by emotionally unavailable parents, and I'm just now starting to learn about trauma, learning about like emotional neglect, this and that. I'm not saying my parents did that on purpose, but my parents were very ignorant, and they didn't know how to raise properly, right? So growing up, and I'm starting to realize that like how they raised me is kind of affecting me as an adult now, because it all happened since childhood, when I wasn't getting my emotional needs met, right? So therefore, as I growing up, even in high school, even throughout my life, like I'll see patterns now that I'm studying more into it. I'm starting to realize like, yeah, I can see the patterns, how like bad parenting and being in bad family systems, it did affect me growing up, and I didn't realize that until now. You know, like such as having a lack of self-love, having a lack of self-belief, low self-esteem, not feeling good about myself, having a lot of shame, and not living my fullest potential, and having a lot of depressed, not depressed feelings, but feeling low, feeling empty inside, right? And feeling that void. And when you have that void, more people are more prone to fall into addictions like smoking, drinking, sex, just bad habits in general. A lot of people experience that shit, and all that is a result of bad parenting, emotional neglect, and bad family systems. And that's one of the things I had to experience. And I've also experienced a twin flame connection, a twin flame journey. If you're not sure, if you don't know what a twin flame journey is, then just look it up. It's a spiritual phenomenon where, like, I don't like the label. Don't It's not the label. It's the connection. Pretty much, it's a very strong soul connection. It's a spiritual connection. It's kind of like a soulmate, but more intense. But the purpose of a twin flame connection is like that person, your twin flame. It's like yes, it's a romantic partner, but it's like a mirror. So, for example, my twin flame, all the things that triggered me, all the things that I didn't like within myself, she was like a fucking mirror, right? So, like, all the things I would hate someone to do, or my biggest wounds, my twin flame would trigger that, and she would do those things, not purposely to fuck with me, but like it's just that this is how life works. When you have a lot of trauma that's unresolved and unhealed, the universe will orchestrate someone into your life so you can heal that shit, so that person could show you the things that you need to heal. And no, I didn't make this up on my own. I learned these from other people. The reason why I want to mention that, because I don't accidentally take other people's credit from what they're saying, but I personally do believe in that. I personally believe one of the reasons why I had to meet certain connections, such as my twin flame and other spiritual soul connections that ended very badly and painfully when it comes to romance, is so I can heal my inner child wounds, my past life wounds, and my family's trauma, my bloodline's family's trauma. You know, it was painful, but when it comes to twin flame connections, when it comes to twin flames, you're always feeling this person energetically and spiritually. So I'm always feeling this person's energy. There are times where I'm on my own business and out of nowhere I'll feel her pain out of nowhere. I feel a lot of pain in my heart area, and not only that, but like I have a lot of chakra imbalances. So there are times where I'll experience like a heart chakra activation. If you're not familiar with the heart chakra activation, it's pretty much like one of the worst pains, was one of the worst feelings ever. When you experience a heart chakra activation, it's when like you're gonna feel so much pain in your heart, so much pain in your heart chakra right here. A heart chakra is a heart area. You're gonna feel so much pain over there that like I can't explain it, but this shit hurts and it lasts for a long time. And I've experienced that so many times. There are times where I was in the shower and like I experienced a heart chakra activation pain, and I just fell and collapsed into the shower. It was that fucking painful. And yes, I do get medically checked up, and like I'm always fine, but like I said, it's a spiritual thing. I know I'm not making sense, but it's one of those things where you have to experience it to know what the fuck I'm talking about. So me coming from a dysfunctional family, so now I got to heal all my wounds. And not only that, but growing up, I had like a lot of anger towards the school system. I have a lot of resentment, and even now, like there are times where I'm always sad and angry because I'm not meeting like-minded people. And with this system, like I hate being broke. I hate like I want a car. I want my own, like I want to make a lot of money. I want to be around loving friends, and I want to have a romantic connection, right? But the fact that I don't have those things, it pisses me off so much. So I naturally have a lot of anger and resentment, you know, and even growing up, But so that's one of the reasons why I'm falling more into spiritual health. Spiritual health involves fasting, like I mentioned before, like all the things, all the benefits I mentioned. Because of that, I am doing yoga and full body stretches. And all the things I listed, I learned these from other people. I didn't get these on my own. I learned these from other people. I'm just gonna apply it to my life because all that shit deals with spirituality. Spirituality deals with enlightenment, finding out who you are, and developing self-love and self-healing within yourself and finding purpose. That's pretty much the overview of spirituality and getting closer with oneself. So practices I'm doing is fasting, yoga stretches, full body stretches every day, yoga stretches, because yoga helps heal the body. It helps release blockages based on what I've learned, and it heals I think it heals your nervous system, even physically too. Like it keeps your blood flowing. You're gonna have a lot more range of motion. Your physical body's gonna feel a lot better. And I feel like it's gonna make your nervous system a lot better because you're able to process emotions and you're able to have better breathing. I'm also gonna do a lot of meditations. Meditation, in my opinion, is very important because it deals with breath work. I'm working on my deep breaths because I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of fight or flight modes. So, from based on my background and upbringing, I came from a very chaotic household where there's no peace, but there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of arguments, and that took a toll on my nervous system. So, meditation for me is extremely important. When I meditate, I'm also focused on my deep breathing techniques, and I'm trying to regulate and slow down my heartbeats and my fight or flight responses. Right, meditation is extremely important. I'm also gonna obviously practice no fap, which is semen retention. There's a lot of benefits when it comes to no fap and semen retention. What no fap and semen retention is basically, you're not ejaculating, you're not masturbating, you're not watching porn, you're withholding from sex. The only time I'm gonna ejaculate is when I'm having sex, but that's pretty much it. Um, but nah, I take that back. You can't just have sex with anyone. You gotta have sex with someone that you vibe with and that you feel comfortable with and that you feel safe with and that you love. Not just anyone random. If you want to handle your business and go and do what you want to do, then go do that. Do what you want to do. But if I'm really feeling someone, if I'm really like loving someone, then like if we're both on a good vibe, if we're both vibrating at the same level, then yeah, that's when I have sex. But for the most part, I guess I'm celibate. I'm doing no fap and semen retention, so I'm trying to get away from these porn websites, these addictions, and just these bad habits when it comes to sex and sexual activities, right? And that also that's also deals with addiction. When people are in so much pain and they come from horrible households, they're more like the same way people fall into drugs and drinking and crime is no different than falling into sex addictions as well. This is where you get your rapists from. Not even that, but like yeah, rapists, and then like when you see how people like you hear stories like parents having kids by accident, or people keep having kids by accident, that deals with sex addiction. They keep having unprotected sex, and they keep making innocent babies and putting innocent babies and souls into this world, and now these babies and souls are put into a fucked up situation, and now they're in poverty, or they're in the hood, or they're in the ghetto, or they're in like in these lower classes, and now they can't even fucking survive on their own as much, and like and now they're on welfare, and now they gotta grow up being in a dysfunctional household, living with single parents, and it's just a recipe for disaster, and it fucks them up, and now